farmers, welcome back to No Man's Land over here in the vineyard, getting ready to spread some manure down. As you probably saw at the beginning of the video, I was using the Kubota with the mulcher and the plow subsoiler in the back for the vineyard, and it worked rather well, better than the Landini did. The Landini struggled going uphill once in a while, sometimes pausing. Kubota, not so much. Then we went ahead and we grabbed some sugar and sold that over at the supermarket, brought in about a good $30,000 somewhere about there, which allowed me to buy the manure spreader, which we're getting ready to use. I don't think it's going to do anything, but we're not going to know until we try it. I also bought a smaller weight for the front of the Kubota. I have a 3.5 ton weight back up at the cow shed, but this is like a 2.2 ton weight. So just by putting the weight on, the Kubota doesn't lean forward or backward depending where I put it. But let's jump into the Kubota and let's see what happens when I go to spread manure on the vineyard. Now keep in mind, the vines over there we planted last year. These were this year, and I haven't done any fertilization at all whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead and turn... I didn't even bother filling it up. Oh, need to unfold it first? Okay, we can do that. Because I don't think it's going to take any. According to precision farming, it's not going to take any. Well, maybe it will. I'm too busy watching the totals down there, not watching where I'm driving. Alright, so let's take in manure. Am I reading the totals wrong on the precision farming? I'm not too sure. Let's see. Applying manure amount depending on soil yield potential. Okay, so I'm spreading manure for the soil type, not the crop type. But now I'm up to 70 instead of... yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure, but you can see we are putting the manure on the vines itself. Alright, so maybe this will work. I'm not too sure. I mean, it's going to increase the yield somewhat, you would think. Alright, so now I just got to remember what rows I've been in. So I got to skip a row, because that vine's already been done. Alright, so we are using manure at least. So I don't feel like I wasted about 30 grand on a manure trailer. Yeah, I'm just hoping for about maybe 30,000 liters of grapes this year. Last year we got about 10, but we more than doubled the size of the vineyard. And now we're also mulching it and also now putting down manure. Let's see, so I got that one, skip a row. Handy little tool. I thought about getting other ones. I figured, you know, if the Kubota can fit down here, then the other ones can probably fit down here also. But from my understanding, the way the manure spreader works on this one, you can see it kind of just spits it out to each side a little bit to get actually on the vines and eventually the olive row when we put it on down. Other manure spreaders will just like spread it everywhere, but I guess I would cover more of an area. I don't know, we'll use what's intended by Giants. Giants says this is what we should be using, so we're using it. Now I'm kind of wishing I filled up the trailer all the way with the manure. So I probably am going to need all of it. But I didn't want to fill all the way up and then not actually put down any manure whatsoever. At least I can see where the manure was, so I can know what rows I haven't got to yet. Oops, I did not activate it. And backing up a row of vines is not the easiest thing to do. Luckily, you have to go too far. So also in between episodes, what did I get done? I finished plowing the field in the 9R in the sorghum field. So that field is plowed. It needs to be picked up, the stones do. I also went ahead and put the pig food from one silo into the other new production building that we have. And the only way I could do that was edit the XML file. So, took care of that because I would like to get rid of the other pig food production. Let's see, do I want to leave that there? It's like, well, I want to leave it there so I know where I left off, but you know what? It's kind of hard to leave that there and go fill it up with manure at the same time. So we'll top this off with manure, but I'll come back and finish that later on. But at least, actually, I wonder how this map looks here. So let's go into precision farming. Let's go here, pH value, nitrogen value. So we can see the nitrogen value has changed, but that doesn't mean it's in good condition. So, I mean, if you look over here, like our soybean field, the soybean field looks terrible, but soybeans don't require nitrogen. So just because it's in red, or, you know, it's not like you always want a pure green. That's not truly what you always want. That looks kind of weird right there. Anyways, yeah, let's go fill this up with manure. That way I can come back on down. So knowing I could use the Kubota on the vineyard is going to be kind of nice. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to use it on the olive grove as well. I'm still going to keep the Landini. I don't want to get rid of that because maybe the Kubota will be up at the cow barn, which normally it will be. And I can always use the Landini to do a lot of things like mulching or pruning the vines. And eventually when we get to the olive grove, I'm pretty sure the Landini should be able to handle this also. But now knowing that we can spread the manure down, once I get more money, I need to put a manure pit down over by the olive grove / vineyard. So I have to keep going all the way up to the cow barn to grab some manure so I can transport some manure from there to there, have it in storage. I can just top off manure there. We won't need a whole lot, looks like, but we're going to need some. Let's see, anything else I did in between episodes? I don't think so. I was looking at buying, when I was buying the manure spreader, I thought about buying a small diesel tank so I can go around and fill up all my tractors. You can see, like, the Kubota's getting kind of low. And what I was looking at, that was like 30 grand. I was like, whoa, okay, maybe hang on to that just for a moment there. I mean, I can go sell more sugar. That's not a problem. We got plenty of sugar. I still think I got maybe 800,000 liters of sugar cane to be processed into sugar. And I only sold 50,000 liters of sugar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. We got plenty of it. And what is kind of nice, these sawmills are slowly bringing in some cash. So is the Big Red Barn. Seems like every hour I'm bringing like $1,500, $2,000 selling planks and probably selling tomato sauce, salad, and a few other things in the Big Red Barn. Right, another thing I want to do while I'm over here and thinking about it is our grass field. Now, let me go ahead and first off top this off here. Let's go drop that off. Now I'm going to get the fertilizer spreader because I want to go ahead and take care of the grass field because I don't want to forget about it. Because I'm probably going to get too busy harvesting in the next couple of episodes. We got the oat fields that we got to take care of here pretty darn soon. And when September rolls around, hopefully we'll have grapes and maybe some sunflowers. We're going to have a whole bunch of stuff to be harvesting. So I don't want to forget about the grass field. Also, someone did mention that they did see a video of someone, I don't remember who it was, but they kind of did a test about the grass fields when I talked about earlier that, yes, your grass field is going to be ready for harvest every 2 months, but if you wait the third month, you can get more of a yield. But then it said there also is the debate of if you mow it every 2 months, that means you get extra cuts in per year, and apparently, of course, if you go every 2 months, you'll be able to cut the grass 5 times a year compared to if you cut it every 3 months, you get to cut it every, you'll be able to cut it 3 times a year. And someone did the testing, and apparently you get more grass if you cut it every 2 months. But just keep in mind, make sure that we're seeing increased nitrogen level to optimum value for grass. Yep, we're all set. The only issue that I would have about having to cut the grass every 2 months is just being able to keep on top of it, meaning, you know, the month that, you know, after you cut it, and then the next month you better make sure you fertilize it, make sure the lime value is, well, I mean, I guess if you're not doing precision farming, it may not matter as much. But yeah, that means you just have to make sure the field's prepped every other month. And we got too much going on here for me to do that, so I'm going to keep on mowing the grass every 3 months. But next time we cut the grass, I'm not going to be using the big Krone X and that mower because we lost too much yield on the grass field. Luckily, it's not going to hurt us too much the first time, but at least you got to see another way to cut the grass if you'd like to. But yeah, it seems like the yield just goes way on down. And I'm not sure why that would be a reason. The only reason I could think of, maybe in theory, that when the grass is coming out the back of the chute, the big X, the grass is kind of blowing around in the wind a little bit, and maybe not all the grass is going into the trailer. That's getting somewhat realistic, but I've seen many farms around here do corn chaff and all that, and most of the stuff that comes back out of the chute goes into the trailer. But we lost a good amount of cut grass off this field. So next time we cut the grass, I'll be using a tractor and our mowers. Then we'll pick it up with a forage wagon and then put it into our haymaker. Or I could be making more silage, but I think it's going to be hay is what we're doing. Until we see what the cornfield to our left does for corn chaff, hopefully it does quite a bit, then mostly this grass field is going to be here for making hay. But if we ever get an abundance of hay, we'll go ahead and cut the grass again and then put it into a silo bunker, compact it, and then make some more silage. And of course, with the silage, you know, it's mainly for the cows, but if we get a lot of excess silage, then of course we'll bring it on down to the BGA to make some cash. I'm actually using the Kubota tractor more than I thought it would when I first got it. It's like, yeah, I'll just be shuttling around stuff around the cow barn, but been using quite a bit. Now also I know I could use it over at the vineyard and the olive grove, which we don't have just yet, but for future references, it's good to know that it fits down those rows. Try to make sure I can cover this in one pass, which looks like I should be able to. A little bit of a piece missing there, but overall not too bad. Well, hopefully with the money we can really start getting a good bank account going, because I really don't need any more tractors on the farm. Harvesters, we will need the olive grove harvester, but that's going to be, I don't know if that'll be next year or not. I have to see how the money goes. As for production buildings, I think mostly we are done with production buildings unless something comes up on the mod hub or something of that nature. Alright, grass field should be in pretty darn good shape. pH value is going to drop a little bit every time we cut it, but at least nitrogen wise it's looking good. I'll probably try spreading nitrogen back on it next month when the grass grows again. Now that we know, at least I know how the crop sensors really work. Alright, we'll drop that off. And that weight in the front is going to be a lot more helpful than the other weight I had. If I had the other weight, the 3.5 ton weight on the front of this, the back wheels will just be like off the ground. Doesn't quite help out too much. Alright, let's go harvest some oats. And let's see if we can do it correctly this time. No backing up in the tractor. We don't need Frank getting all confused and just rage quitting. But let me hook this back up here. And we'll turn that off. Alright, what do I need? I'm not really set up for this currently. Yep, there's our class Lexian. Well, that's actually pretty well set up and ready to go. So let's come over and do it like this. And the reason why I want to use the Lexian is because it's a 60-foot header, and anytime I'm doing anything that drops straw down, I want to go ahead and make sure We have least amount of roads as possible, so it's quicker work. Where is my Deutz Fahr? Alright, and I see the baler is behind us. The McCormick, I should be setting that up to pick up the stones over by the horse stable in that field, but that field's kind of oddly shaped. And unless I do a lot of headlands on it, course play tends to get stuck on the fences and all that, so I'll probably have to do that myself, which is not that big of a deal, because half that field for some reason does not produce stones when I subsoil it. Kind of weird, but it is what it is. Now the straw bales that we get from off these oat fields, I'm probably going to go ahead and put into the production building for making silage. Alright, so if I do Control F, and you're doing, I want you more than 20, I want you 60 meters behind. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Yep, I gotta take care of the worker here. How do you dismiss the worker again? Is it Shift R? Oh, it's Control H. Alright, you need to turn it on first. Alright, so you're going to follow the Lexian 60 meters behind. I think you're all good to go. Looks like Frank Jr. is going to be the one following us today. I don't think Frank was too pleased the other time following us, so far as I can see for the oats, I think we're going to put it all into pig food production. I don't think... Maybe I'll just put one load of oats into pig food production, and the rest of the load I get I'll put into cereal production, just in case. Because I do have a good amount of pig food, but I don't want to be set and secure on the pig food, only because the pigs are starting to reproduce faster and faster because we're getting more and more pigs, so they're going to go to the pig food a lot quicker. I do have about 400,000 liters of pig food in storage. Seems like enough. We're only like not even 1/3 of the way to what that pigsty can hold. Right, Frank is following us really good. Alright, so no backing up. Which is kind of a shame, because that's what I always did in 19. And it worked just fine, but apparently can't do that anymore. And apparently it is noted when you download the mod, somewhere someone said, it says in the mod description, do not back up, because Follow Me tends to not like that too much. And someone did ask before, why not just hire a worker to pick up the straw, because hiring a worker to pick up straw doesn't work. You can do course play to pick up straw, but I prefer just to use Follow Me when I'm doing it. Now, if you may be asking also about the oats, if you're not unsure where you want to put it, why not put it into your silo? Our silo is full, completely full. So unless I put an extension down, which I really don't feel like doing, I'm just going to go ahead and guess where to put the oats as of right now. We do have a good amount of oats in the cereal production building, and I'm thinking the way the grape harvest goes, I think it's good for another year. No, yeah, that's right. The other thing I got to look into is also our greenhouses. So I kind of forgot there was an update to the greenhouses. I did mention it last episode that now in the greenhouses you can plant, hopefully I can remember all four this time so I forgot, but it's corn, soybean, sugar beet, and cotton. Those are the four new crops that you can put into the greenhouses and grow. And I was thinking actually about doing some soybean, because soybean we can then take out of the greenhouses and bring on down to the diesel plant and make some diesel fuel. But I'm going to see how the harvest goes this year. Now, Frank Jr. seems to be doing a nice job today, but then again, I'm not getting him confused by backing up anywhere. But also with the greenhouses, I think I saw where it says we can put down a small building to where it'll distribute the seeds, slurry, manure, and all that stuff that you're using, so you don't have to go to each individual greenhouse. But I haven't looked into it yet. Everything is going along very nicely here at No Man's Land now. Everything seems to be running smoothly. Although it's getting to be just a little bit hectic with the production buildings. Just trying to keep up with all of them and remembering who needs what. Well, I know what each one needs, but the point of it being is what is run out of what. What needs to be added to what. And make sure we plant enough products to try to run everything. It's going to get to the point of that we can't plant everything to make all the production buildings run. We're going to try our best. Of course, I do have room to make more fields, but more fields just means more work. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 7 or 8 bales off this field alone. So that's like 56,000 liters of straw. Get every little stock of oats off this field that we can. I don't want to go too fast because Frank Jr. won't be able to keep up. And I don't want to get too far ahead to where he loses track of where I am. Yeah, he's going to do just fine. The one thing I'm not quite prepared for, though, is I don't have my Mac Anthem over here with the trailer, and I'm going to need to unload this in a little bit. Now, I think what I'm going to do in this field here is I'm not actually going to do any headlands. I'm just going to go back and forth. I got a decent amount of room, although when I come back over to this side, I may do one pass up that way, so I got more room to turn around. Actually, I'm not going to get that many liters of oats, it looks like. I mean, it's not going to be bad. So, yeah, I'm going to put all these oats into pig food production. Like I said, I just want to make sure we're all set in pig food production. I don't want to run out of pig food because we'll have a lot of pigs that'll be angry at us. Although we could just sell our pigs, but I really would like to get a full pigsty going. And constantly be selling pigs. Turn that off. All right, I gotta find my Mac Anthem because I forgot where I parked it. I think it's over at the sawmill because it has a Crone trailer on it. Yes, okay. And now I just gotta find my trailer for grain, and I think that's over at the cow barn. And then I'll drive on over and unload the Lexington. I almost said Lexington. Yeah, I don't know. The Lexian, and yeah, continue harvesting some oats. Yep, there's my trailer. So far, so good with me and Junior today. We're having no issues back there with him picking up straw. At least not yet. So I have done a couple of crisscross patterns, if you will. I did a couple passes up through there to give me some room to turn around. The only slight problem doing that when you're got someone behind you dropping bales is the bales tend to get in your way once in a while when you're going back and forth. Right here, as you can see, I got a couple bales I got to get around. and head back the other way. Not a big issue. You can just get out and move them if you got super strength. Oh, no, don't back up. Gee, first time I've done that. Don't want to be doing that. Don't back up. Could cause... Let's see what Junior does there. I don't think I backed up enough to give him some problems. Nope, that bale's not going to be in my way this time. But we do have a full combine-ish. Almost. So I'll have to go ahead and unload that. I think I'm going to be able to fit all of this into the one trailer. I've unloaded twice. Usually I can unload 3 times and a little bit extra. All right, we'll call that good for a second here. Let's go grab the Mac Anthem and unload the combine again. Yeah, I got plenty of room in here for what we got to unload, and then of course we got like another pass and a half to go. Yeah, so all this is just going to go right into our food production for the pigs. I'm not going to bother bringing it over to the cereal production building. Unload that into there. We're all good. So in case you kind of forgot what I'm talking about for pig food production, so we want pig food fast with meal. So it needs soybean meal, oats, and corn to get pig food. And yeah, there's our pig food from our other pig food production building, about 420,000. So what I need to do is, right here, I got to empty out the potatoes and sugar beet, then I can sell this building and get that out of there. And then I can make some more room for my hay production building that we have, just to get in there a little bit easier. And that is why right there you can see the swath of straw that's sitting there. That's why I used to back up, just to distribute the swath a little bit more evenly. Because when Junior goes over that, he's not going to be able to grab all of it, but he'll grab most of it though. Not the biggest of issues. I think we got plenty of straw. Now we're not going to have any more straw made this year because the rest of the fields are corn and soybean and sunflower. So no more straw swaths. So when we get to harvesting like the soybeans and sunflower, we'll probably get the 9T harvesting the soybean, and we'll be in the Lexian with the sunflower header, and we'll be doing the for sunflowers. Oh, I was trying to sneak around Frank Jr. I just created a whole mess here. That's alright, little scratch here, little scratch there, around the tree, and off we go. No harm, no foul. We're all good. Oh, why aren't we... Uh-oh. Okay, so there's the only problem with a 60-foot header, and it's not a flex header. So the angle of the hill was too much right there, and lifted the header too far off the ground to harvest the oats on that side. As long as I keep the header right here, I never had a problem before, but there I was just forgetting all about not having a flex header. The 9T header that we got, the 45-footer, that is a flex header. There we go, and the oat harvest is done. Can I sneak over that bale? You can if you don't get the wheels right there. And let's see if I can go around this one here like that. I was hoping I missed a tree, but I didn't. Just hitting trees left and right. So I just want to come around here and empty the rest of what we got into the trailer. Should be able to take it all. So not even 60,000 liters of oats off the 2 fields. Although one field is kind of on the small side. Alright, we'll leave the Lexi in here for now. And tell Frank Jr. you can take the rest. I don't know if you can take the rest of the day off. You can be gone for now. Alright, let me go ahead and turn that off. which will unload the bales that it's got in there, except for the one that always hangs on the back end. There we go. We'll raise that up, fold it on up. And we'll leave this parked here for now. I may go around and pick up the rest of the straw later on. Not a whole bunch of it there. But I want to get back to our Kubota. There it is. I knew it was in there somewhere. Just keep on clicking, you'll find it. So now that I got a full trailer of manure, lower that down. Let's get back down to the vineyard and finish what we started. Well, I tried doing something on the way down here. I stopped at our diesel production building because I wanted to see if I could top off my tractors just by pulling up there and refilling up right from the tanks, and you cannot. Because as you can see, we're getting a little low on the fuel here. Whoops, I'm trying to get my Kubota in here just right. Let's go ahead and turn this back on. Now I think in September we should be able to harvest these grapes, because I planted them on the first day that we could, or the first month that we could. So they should be ready next month. Gotta make sure I turn off the spreader when I'm turning around, because it is spreading manure on, still on the ground, even though I don't, you know, there's no crop there. So gotta be kind of careful of that. I mean, it's only manure. I kind of like the way the spreader actually works, how it distributes it to each side. So it's actually getting to where the vines are growing. It'll do the same like on the olive grove where the little trees are growing. Getting every row that we can with manure on it. And I got a funny feeling I'm going to go back and top off with more manure again. There's no way I'm going to finish all these vines with what I have. I did turn on the, turn off crop sensor. So the crop sensor is on. But I don't know if it's working, because it doesn't say it's spreading manure for grapes. It just says it's doing it for the soil type. So if I were to bring an artificial spreader down here, I wonder what it would do. Although getting a spreader in here is kind of difficult. When I put the line down, it barely fits in here. We'll see how we do when it comes time to yield the grapes, because like I said, I'm going to double check how the harvest went last year for these rows, and these will be the first rows I do right here, and I want to see how much the yield went up, if anything. The way things go around here, it might actually go down. So who knows? We'll see what happens. But we still got plenty more to do this month anyways. Not a whole lot more to do this month that I need to get done. The fields that we just harvested, I can go ahead and we can take care of that anytime. At least what I mean anytime this fall. The only field that we got to make sure is ready to go, which it should be, is the wheat field. That's the only crop we're planting in the fall. Yeah, I'm going to have to get a manure pit down here so I can transport some down here. And that way we're good, but once I get this done now, I'm good until for another year, so not a big rush. And I'm stuck up on one of my vines here. Like I said, I am shooting for about 30,000 liters of grapes this year. Now, the one thing I do have to keep in mind for cereal production, I need the same amount of honey as I do grapes. So last year we barely had enough honey as well, but we did put down more beehives, so we should get actually more honey this year. And I'm not sure if I can get one more row done, but I'll give it a shot. Alright, I should be able to get one more row done. And just barely. Nope, ran a little bit short. Just a little bit short. I mean, it still says nitrogen's perfect, but yeah, we did it for the soil type. So I'm not too sure what's going to happen. But I mean, it's taking it, so we'll just go ahead and do it this way. I mean, we got the material, so we'll do it. But see, I should be able to get it done with one more trailer of manure. Ooh, maybe not. It's going to be close. I got more grapes over here than I thought. Oh well, just more trips back and forth. Because right now, I don't think I can afford a manure pit storage over here anyways. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in No Man's Land. But until then, have a good one.